I am here tonight to tell you that you deserve a spot special just for you to crochet or knit or spin or whatever you love to do. You deserve to be able to have a cozy little nook inside your home to really go to and relax. Welcome to my living room. Normally, you're used to seeing me upstairs in what I call my yarn room. It's actually a guest bedroom that I do most of my filming in. If you've been following along, you'll know this winter has been cold and that room has been super cold. It's just one of the facts of living in the Midwest and in a 100-and-some-year-old farmhouse. So I had to take some steps to be able to create a place down here in my living room that I can crochet comfortably in. I've got a few obstacles. While my husband and I are empty nesters, I have a dog, you may have just seen him, and a little cat, you may have seen him too, and they tend to make things difficult. Their toys are everywhere. I try really hard to not have yarn sprinkled all over my house. I used to do that, and it was like it just created so much clutter and messes, and it wasn't great for my projects either. They were getting dusty and I was losing track of things. So for my project's sake, I also had to get more organized. It is so important for you to be able to devote time to the things that make you happy and that bring you joy. By doing so, you're increasing your endorphins, the serotonin. It's causing you to be more relaxed, less uptight, less anxious. This can all help lower your blood pressure. And while I'm definitely not a doctor and I'm definitely not giving you medical advice, I think we can all agree that working on these crafts is something very important to not just our physical health, but our mental health and our well-being. So if you have to put that on pause for a while, whether your room is too cold like mine, or maybe it's too hot, it could be anything. You could have someone staying with you. You could have someone move back in with you. Like, there's tons of scenarios why you might need a place to crochet. And I have a few tips and a few things that I've picked up along the way that I'll share with you that are making this space more workable for me. I don't know about you, but I definitely have to be comfortable in order for me to really pay attention and get into my crochet project. If I am distracted by being uncomfortable, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm not gonna be able to keep my count right, and it's just so important. So today I am in my jammies. I have posted these before in another video I did where we did a cozy night of crochet up in my yarn room, and unfortunately these are a seasonal item at Walmart. They're the Joy Spun line, and every fall winter they put out new ones of these. They're just like a velour, super cozy. I love them for lounging because they're so comfortable, so stretchy. I have found you can actually size down and there is still plenty of room, but they are unavailable right now. But just in the fall, go to Walmart, find some of the Joy Spun velour jammies for lounging. You will not regret it. I absolutely love vintage and vintage furniture, but I'm going to be honest, a lot of it isn't super comfortable. This chair has a super high back, and if you're wanting to sit up so straight, it is a great chair for that. But to sit and crochet, it's not really the most comfortable. So I picked up this couch off of Amazon. I actually think this would be a great couch for a yarn or craft room. It has withstood a lot of use from us. My animals are pretty hard on it, but it's not a super cozy. It's not like something you sink into. But I think this would be a great option actually to put in my craft room or in my yarn room when the time is right and I can kind of switch some stuff around. But it has a great mid-century look, so it blends in with all of my strange vintage finds. And I am able to really curl up on here if I want to and sit and crochet, and it gives me enough support that I'm not sinking down into it. But I also keep on hand this little rice bag, And this is something where my aunt actually made this, but it's just like, it feels like a nice heavy hug. So if you warm it up in the microwave for like 90 seconds and put this on, I think it is so great just to sit here and crochet. It kind of helps keep me from bringing my shoulders up, and like I said, it just feels like a nice warm hug. The next couple of biggest obstacles for me were the lighting in here. This room has no overhead lights, so I rely on lamps to light this, and I really needed something behind me. This lamp right back here I did get off of Amazon. It was very affordable. It's got a dimmer switch, but of course when I'm crocheting I need it to be as bright as possible, but it really helped balance out the lighting in the room. As I stated earlier, it was so hard for me to keep stuff organized, and I looked and looked for some sort of like yarn organizer type thing, but really I just went back to what I already had on hand, and I decided to bring down one of my Bobble and Puff cube organizers and just have this down here. I can stash it underneath the end table and everything is nice and neat. My cat cannot get into it. It does have this nice flip up so you can get into it without taking the whole lid off, like if you just want to leave it under the end table. And it's got a plastic viewer so you can actually see what projects you have in here. Right now I am working on this corner to corner shawl, more likely a scarf, and this is a super cozy yarn. This is Lion Brand's Let's Get Cozy line, and it is chenille appeal. I don't know if this is still sold or not, but I will link it if it is. But what I love about this yarn is it is super cozy. I had it in my stash for a while, and finally decided to break it out and use it. It had zero structure to it. So the hat I was originally intending on making was never ever gonna turn out. I realized very quickly I needed a very cozy drapey project to work on, and I think this is gonna turn out beautifully because it is so drapey. If you love the feel of like velvet chenille yarn, but you like thinner weight yarns, this is a great one. I swear on the label it said it was like a 4 or 5 weight, but it is very thin. I feel like it's more of a 3 weight, and like I said, I just really love this drape of it. So I am going to put this back in my Bobble and Puff cube organizer for now. I got it on good authority from the people over at Bobble and Puff that their store on Amazon is actually going to be restocked with these and the over-the-door organizers this month in February. So I'll have a link to that, and I'll actually link a video I did. My cat kind of stole the show in that video because he thought he belonged in the organizer, but just showing how I kind of stocked mine and put all of my goodies in there. But this has been a lifesaver. You know, it's sometimes like the simplest solution honestly is the best solution, and instead of trying to find something, you know, made for crafting or whatever, I'm like, this works great for me. And even though we're down here and I have the fire going sometimes, it can still get really cold. So I was super excited about getting these curtains. This is the first time I have ever had curtains this nice in my entire life. So I will have a link below. There's a discount code you can use if you are interested at all. All that information will be below, but these are actually custom curtains. And what is so great is that my window is absolutely massive back here. And sometimes it's great, but other times it's a big hindrance. It can be great for natural light, but when it's like blasting you in the eyes and you can't see anything, it doesn't really work. And in the winter time, it just is an extra layer of insulation. And these are velvety and luscious and thick, but the company I got them from has like every type of fabric imaginable. So if you don't like this style, there is something for everyone. But I love how dramatic it is. And the very best part is that they are made to order. So this window is like the size of 2 sliding like patio doors. So in order to get the panels to fit, they were custom, and I got them just high enough that they weren't dragging on the ground. They're just like an inch higher than the ground because, you know, I have pets and it just seemed a lot cleaner. And so even though this window is gigantic, my other window is super tall and super narrow. So 2 panels would be too much. So I basically got, it's the width of 1 panel, but I got it split in half so I can still open it, but when it's closed, it isn't like super crazy bulky and everything. So I've got the seating, the warmth, the lighting, the organization, and the only thing else left for me to do before I start crocheting here is to go ahead and start up the music. And I think that just having something that inspires you in your space is such a good idea. And you know my love of vintage. So I have this Sinatra album I'm gonna go ahead and put on. I wish that I could share it with you, but because of the way licensing works, I don't have the rights to it. So unfortunately, I will not be able to play it for you as I get into the rest of this corner to corner shawl. But just know that's what I'll be listening to. I hope that you will take this video, and even if you have totally different tastes than I do, I hope you will take this all into consideration and really take the time and the effort to create a space for yourself that you can crochet or knit or spin or whatever you're into, and do it peacefully and easily. I know for me, like, I have to have stuff nice and easy. If I have to go up, get my supplies, come down, get organized, clear off a spot, it's just not going to happen. I am not that type of person. I need as little obstacles as possible for me to really start something. So if you are the same way, I think you might need to create a cozy nook as well. My dog is trying to create one right now. I know I reached out to some channel members and offered it up to them if any of them wanted to film what their little cozy crochet nook looked like. They could join in on this. And I also reached out to a few of my known associates, my YouTube friends here, to see if they also wanted to contribute. And I know for certain that Jessie from Sweet Moments by Jessie has one. And I think there's going to be a few other, possibly Sweet Pea Sid and possibly Mary from Slow Crochet and possibly Kristen Crochet. So if they have videos or if they do them later on, I will go ahead and link them. I'll put them in a playlist that you can watch with this, and I'll have it at the end of the video if you would like some inspiration on how to create a cozy crochet nook. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my project and start working. And until we talk yarn again, stay cozy. Bye.